Stop me home and if I'm all the notes are so jumping. Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. If the vibe feeling right, rock me steady all night. If the vibe feeling right, rock me steady all night. I'm say, the only drugs that I'm guilty using. I'm say, a heavy dose of the music grooving. Whoa, every day, I'm a bring me in, but I just love having fun. All we need is the music all night long. Play the music, big and strong. But I just love having fun. From the country straight to town, don't stop this jam. Here we go.
This lady promoter approached me cool as ever. Said she had a show and dance and needed my performance. She said to me, we'll discuss it further. The next thing I see is my name on poster. She want me to sing in she party. I don't want to pay me no money. I said, darling, I can't do that. It is against the copyright act, but still, she want me to sing in she party. For free, but not me. No sorry.
Come up to my dancey boy and come up to my dancey boy and come up to my dancey boy and look the Bajan whining, look St. Lucian whining, Dominican whining, West Indian, look the Bajan whining, look St. Lucian whining, Dominican whining, West Indian. I want you to grind me, grind me, grind me. I want you to grind me, grind me, grind me. I want you to grind me, grind me, grind me. I want you to grind me, grind me, grind me. Sing, ay ay ay, oh gosh, ay ay ay,
Weird, weird,
ay ay ay,
weird,
ay ay
weird, weird, weird.
ay ay ay,
Come on.
ay ay ay,
Ah.
ay ay ay, ay ay ay. Make the girl them bend right over, make the girl them bend right over, make the girl them bend right over, make the girl them. Make the girl them bend right over. Make the girl them bend right over. Make the girl them bend right over. Make the girl them sing again. Ay ay ay, oh gosh, ay ay ay,
Weird,
ay ay
weird,
ay,
weird, weird.
ay ay ay.
I'm sure you didn't know. Crazy's a mechanic. Any kind of motor, I could fix it. This girl have me drink, she can't buy me. I don't know what wrong, she say it ain't working properly. But take a drive and see. Take a drive and see. A friend of mine recommend you as a good mechanic. Drive it, I'm crazy, drive it. Something inside shaking, a bolt or a
madame.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Who, me?
I would like to talk to you.
Talk to me?
I see you in the party and I think you are so, you say, beautiful and I want to dance with you. Oh mon chéri, voulez-vous parler avec moi ce soir? This is the original lover. Alright, me sing, well.
around a dead. Drop it down a dead. Jump up and raise your leg a dead. Turn around a dead. Drop it down a dead. Jump up and dead. Whoa, yes. Looking good, you know. But get ready to walk. Get ready to walk. Hey, let me walk. Walk a mile and a half. Walk a mile and a half. Walk a mile and a half. And run a mile and a half. Run a mile and a half. Run a mile and a half. And jump a mile and a half. Jump a mile and a half. Jump a mile and a half. And wave a mile and a half. Wave a mile and a half. Wave a mile and a half. And hey, kitchen and they tell you so. And now that he leave and go, he tell me to run the show. Listen to my instruction. Just find any woman. Hold on to their bam bam and bumpers on the left, bumpers on the right. Bumpers rolling in the day, bumpers in the night. Bumpers want to play, bumpers want to fight. You don't want to lose your bumper, hold it tight. Raise your leg on it, turn around on it, up it down on it.
The original Ragamuffin DJ, Nasty Night.
And in the air, let me see. 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 Check it up, 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 jump. Jump and mash up the place tonight. Mash it up until morning light. Jump and ease the tension, ease the tension. Jump and mash up the place tonight. Mash it up until morning light. Jump and ease the tension, ease the tension. And in the air, let me see. 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 Check it up, check it up, check it up, check it up, check it up. Jump and mash up the place tonight. Mash it up until morning light. Jump and ease the tension, ease the tension. Jump and mash up the place tonight. Mash it up until morning light. Jump and ease the tension, ease the tension. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Wave on and wind around. Put up down and wind around. Wave on and wind around. Put up down and wind around. Wave on and wind around. Put up down and
tough, tough wine, yeah. Give me the rough, rough wine, boy. Give me the tough, tough wine, boy. She winding up, she winding down. She bend it back and then she fling it all around. She winding east, she winding west. Girl, the way you whine, I know you are the best. Oh gosh, girl, you make me start to quake. The way you roll up your belly like a snake. Put your hand on the hip and bend down on the ground. Girl, you're sending people crazy in the tongue. Then you push me against a speaker box. Then you start to wind up on this dreadlock. Look right now, I can't control myself. I'm whining on you alone and nobody else. Just give me the rough, rough wine. Just give me the tough, tough wine.
Greetings, everyone. The program will start in 5 minutes. Please stand by.
Everybody, in the party, let the jump up. Sing the flag, start the jumping, and the waving, and the whining, and the jumping, and the waving, and the whining. Anyway, so can play it. There's the jump up, there's the free up. We home in the party, we home sweet, my home, for the carnival. In the bacchanal, we home, time to play mass.
This
sweet, cannot live without my dumpling and salt. With a bit of roti, me callaloo and my steam fish. Whether rain, whether sun, when I have steel pan drum, going bang bang badang bading be bang badang bang badang bang bading be bang badang bang bang badang bading be bang. Put your hand in the air, jump up. Time to jump up. Time to free up. We home, time to party. We home sweet, my home. Everybody, give me that party. You see in your room, then we're coming down. I'm catching a feeling, I'm feeling the vibes. You send down the big truck to keep we alive. Then I meet up Mona Lisa, she give me the soca fever. I don't know she is a teaser, trying not to give me pressure, whining in the back like she wants a man. Hey, prancing all night, walking like a moko zombie, whining all night. She tiny, whiny, pumping all night. The river coming, whining all night. She honey, she jump like I want. Then when she rock, she do the dollar. Then get on back, she ride the donkey. Then jump and wave, she worky, then misbehave. This is traffic, and we gon' make you dance. So let me dance, come on. I get in a symptoms, I feeling to wine. The rhythm excitement, me foot back in time. Me foot start to tremble, me brain start to fret. It's soca mic like this, I'm soaking wet. Then I meet up Gina and Dinah, Rosita and Clementina. They have on the pedal pusher. If you see the big bumper whining in the back.
But it's you may I get, so it's you I have to get. You put pressure in the heat, oh you're so sweet. I losing control, cacalaying in the street. I whining low, me bumper roll. You make me wanna flex with you tonight. The way that boy keep riding it. I just keep on liking it. Every time you whine, I keep timing it all night long. Riding it, you make me feel nice.
culturally, sweet musical harmony. Nanny wine, 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 nanny wine down so, nanny wine down so, nanny wine down low, nanny wine down low, nanny wine down so, nanny wine down so, nanny wine down low, nanny wine down low.
We apologize for the slight delay. We are going to start the program now with our host and co-host for the afternoon. We hope you guys have a great time in this celebration here tonight.
Mr. DJ, boy, you know how to mix it up. Yes. Here I got muffin gal come and she know how to mix it up.
The next voice you'll hear is the voice of the co-host and host for the program tonight. Please stand by.
You think you could handle it? Welcome and bring that needle.
Good evening, everyone. I am Camille, and I will be one of the co-hosts tonight for tonight's event. Actually, this broadcast is being streamed on YouTube and also on Ride Along Facebook Live. So we're asking everyone, if possible, to please stay muted, and we will actually call on you whenever we would need you to unmute yourselves if you have to share anything. So right now, we're actually going to start in prayer, and that is going to be led by Penelope Griffith. So Penelope, if you can unmute yourself, I tried doing it, but it's not allowing me to. So if you can unmute yourself, can you please do that and start in prayer?
Good evening, everyone. Let's bow our heads. I'm going to read a scripture reading quickly before we start. I think this is quite fitting for the occasion. Philippians 1:6 says, being confident of this very thing, that he who had begun a good work in AHS will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ's return, meaning that AHS will exist until the day of Christ's return. I want to give God thanks tonight for every one of you being here. I want to celebrate your presence, celebrate the goodness of God in your life, celebrate how grateful we are, especially in the last 12 to 15, 18 months where we are in this condition we are in this world. But we look to our Master and our Savior and we say, God, thank you. Thank you for the grace on our life. And thank you, God, for those who have made it through, but also thank you for comforting those who have gone through terrible situation, perilous situation, difficulty and grief. We ask, oh God, that the Spirit of the Holy Spirit will comfort them tonight. And Lord, as we look to the future, and as we talk about where we are right now as a high school, celebrating 105 years, God, amazing God, look what you have done. We did not do this by our own wit, but by the grace of God, you saw this, God, and you allow man to vision it and to envision it and to build it and to keep building it for the future and for the next generation and next generation. God, we exalt you for that idea. We thank you for the marvelous hand you have in this project, in the work of AHS. We thank you, God, for the minds that you have put to work in this project, for the advancement of education and for the well-being of our students. Lord, be glorified. And as we come together tonight, dear God, we ask your blessing, we ask your strength, and we ask, oh God, you cover everyone. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray. Amen.
The sound of my call. Hear, O Lord, and have mercy. My soul is longing for the glory of you. Oh, hear, O Lord, and answer me. Every night before I sleep, I pray my soul to take, or else I pray that loneliness is gone when I awake. Hear, O Lord, the sound of thy call. Hear, O Lord, and have mercy. My soul is longing for the glory of you. Oh, hear, O Lord, and answer me.
This is Caribbean Vibes.
Why do I no longer feel like I've a place to stay? Oh, take me where someone will care, so fear will go away. Hear, O Lord, the sound of my call. Hear, O Lord, and have mercy. My soul is longing for the glory of you. Oh, hear, O Lord, and answer me. In you, O Lord, I place my cares and all my troubles too. Oh, grant, dear Lord, that someday soon I live in peace with you. Hear, O Lord, the sound of my call. Hear, O Lord, and have mercy. Come and bring that needle.
I want to say a prayer to the Lord for my nation. I want to say a prayer for all them politicians. I want to beg the master to brighten their vision. Give them the inspiration to look beyond the horizon. Too long we living in bitterness and hate. Now the time is right for us to renew our faith. I'm sick and tired of all the confusion. The bickering been going on much too long. So as we move to the new century, Father, hear my plea. Hey, Father, I pray for the PM to find solution for we problem. Oh, Father, I pray for every minister to see eye to eye with each other. Oh, Father, I pray for progress. I pray for stability. I pray for happiness and a whole lot of love in my country. But I pray for the police. Please inspire them to keep the peace. Oh, Father. I pray for the judge and the jury and those who begging for them mercy. Oh, Father. I pray and I pray. I pray for the good and the bad man. I pray and I pray. I pray for the whole of the nation. Father, hear my prayer. A prayer for my country. Father, pray for my country. Oh, I say a prayer. Living conditions sometimes is so unbearable. It's very hard for the youth to stay out of trouble. Some of them went to school and they graduate with their degree, but they still cannot find nothing to do in this country. That's bad. I'm sure you know that this whole saying is true. The devil always have plenty work for those who idle. So they turn to drug, alcohol and recklessness, and creating terror for those who make progress. So before another one die, Father, hear my cry. Hey! Father, I pray for the children. Please don't let the devil control them. Oh, Father. I pray for the misguided youth man walking around with dangerous weapons. Oh, Father. I pray for common sense. I pray for tranquility. I pray for intelligence and a whole lot of peace in my country. Father, I pray for the woman who give herself to prostitution. Oh, Father. I pray for the lovely young lady who raising her child without daddy. Oh, Father. I pray and I pray. I pray for the con and the drug man. I pray and I pray. I pray for the whole of the nation. Oh, Father, I pray for my country. Make us to dwell in love and peace with each other, oh Father. Pray for my country. I want to pray for the preacher man and the churches. I want to say a prayer for the doctors and the nurses. I want to beg the master to give them inspiration as they fight to prolong the lives of our loved ones. I want to say a prayer for the school teachers, because they are the ones who shape the children's future. A special prayer goes out for the musicians and me Rasta brethren song here in Babylon. I pray for the poor and needy, Father have some mercy. Hey, for going to torment and horrors. Oh, Father. I pray for every fisherman who risking their life in the ocean. Oh, Father. I pray for the elders and the little babies. I pray for the prisoners and each and every one in my country. I know it's plenty to mention, but I must pray for them Calypsonians. Oh, Father. and family. Oh, Father. Oh, Father. I pray and I pray, I pray and I pray, I pray for a changing attitude. I pray and I pray, I pray and I pray for us to live up as we should. May the light of the good God shine upon my nation. Make those in authority to respect themselves so they can be respected. Oh Father, I pray for a speedy end to all the innocent bloodshed in my nation. Father, I pray for the innocent children. I pray that you will protect.
Thank you for that, DJ Danelle. And I just want to again say welcome to everyone who is on this live tonight. And right now we are actually going to have a video tribute from Kim, Wendy, Camille, Abby. And after that, if anybody would like to actually say something, we're asking you to keep it for at least 1 to 2 minutes short, and just indicate in the chat so that we would have an idea as to who would like to speak so that we can unmute you so you can do so. So we're going to have a video tribute right now.
"105 is truly a milestone. Happy birthday to the Anglican High School, my alma mater. Today, I feel proud to be associated with the Anglican High School. 105 is truly an accomplishment for this noble institution as we grow from strength to strength. Over the past 5 years, we have witnessed many changes at the Anglican High School. We saw change in leadership, change in infrastructure, change in attitude, change in performance, and we have recognized this year a very high demand from people wanting their children to be a part of this noble institution. This, I believe, is testament that we are doing something great, and we all, as past students or present students of the Anglican High School, there's something for us to be proud of. So at this time, I just want to say hats off to the Anglican High School. Hats off to all the teachers who played a part over the years in empowering young ladies so that they in turn can make positive contribution to Grenada, the Caribbean, and by extension the wider world. So hats off.
May she rest in peace.
Hi everyone, happy 105th anniversary to my alma mater. I am a very proud old girl. Now Anglican High School is my school. It's been 16 years since I've graduated, so I was in the graduating class of 2005. That was Ivan year. I feel old actually. But anyway, my name is Abby Samuel. I'm a proud entrepreneur. I have my own business called Gifted Hands Wellness Spa. So as the name says for itself, I'm a massage therapist. I'm a certified massage instructor. We specialize in body treatments, facials, scrubs, anything about the body, you can name it. Now, I can definitely say my success has been due to my foundation, which was Anglican High School. I am very happy to say that I had good teachers that rooted for me, and I was actually a bookworm. I was not the type to slack out, so you can ask my teachers. I was never the type to miss school or anything, but that's just me. However, I want to encourage you guys to strive for progress. That has always been my motto. Strive for progress, not perfection. So I know there are days it might feel like it gets overwhelming and you can't make it and there's peer pressure and everything taking place, but just hold on. And for me, it has always been God. So in the midst of everything, I've always trusted him. I've always depended on him. And that has also been the reason that I am the success of a person that I am today. So once again, happy anniversary high school, and yay!
Thank you, Lord, for every favor, present, past, and yet to be. I am Camille Tompkin, a proud past pupil, class of 1999. And today I want to say happy 105th anniversary to my alma mater. I wish you continued success for another 105 years of pure academic success and excellence. Factor non-verbal, deeds, not words. Happy, happy anniversary. At this time, if Lydia Buckmeyer could unmute herself and show your face, please, we would appreciate that. And you can go ahead with your tribute.
Hi, everyone. This is Lydia Buckmeyer. I graduated in, I'm not going to say because I've been 21 for several decades now, so you'll have to guess. Anyway, the person I'd like to pay tribute to is my principal at the time, H.D. Batiste. And I am now a language arts teacher. He was a language arts teacher. And the thing I remember most about Mr. Batiste is him always punishing me with a dictionary. I think I said that in the WhatsApp tribute that I sent, but I wanted everyone to hear it just in case it got missed. He loved me and I loved him, but it wasn't an easy kind of love. He was just fed up with me because I was as bad behaved as it was possible to get, but he still loved me. And whenever he would punish me, he would put me in his office to read from his big old fat dictionary. And then he would come into the office and he would quiz me on the words in the dictionary, which I found extremely annoying. But I was going to make sure that he was never, ever going to win because I was going to know every word he could possibly quiz me on. And I remember he was also a great encouragement for me because I would get into trouble and he would call me into his office. And I remember one day he said to me, Lydia, you can be a force for good or you can be a force for evil. You are a leader, but you have to choose how you lead. And that has never left me. I also remember that when we did O-levels that year, Miss Martino, I'm not saying bad about anybody, but she was not an encourager. She told me, don't bother wasting my father's money because I wasn't going to pass anything. And Mr. Batiste, I remember the day he had the little assembly in the back of the big building and he called everybody and he started calling names. And when he came to my name, he said, Lydia Buckmeyer. She did exactly as I expected her to do. And I wasn't sure what he was going to say because at that point, we didn't know what we had gotten yet. He was telling us. And then he said, distinction, language arts. And when I walked up to that man to shake his hand, by the way, I walked straight past Miss Martino, did not shake her hand. When I walked up to that man to shake his hand, I could see the tears in his eyes. He was so proud. And years later, almost every year, my mom would say, Lydia, guess who I saw? Mr. Batiste. Drop by Sea Change just to say hi and see how you're doing. And he was always
my primary school teachers at the St. Dominic's the St. Dominic's RC school. So I claim you too as an AHS girl, even if you were there for 1 year. We claim you. And I totally can relate with what you just said, because I know for a lot of us who actually was under the guidance of Mrs. Mason Francis could say the same thing. And there were moments when we realized that she was very harsh, but as you get older, you get to realize that it was only for the betterment of making you a better person. I remember the first time I was caned by Mrs. Mason Francis because I was so rude to a teacher, but that's another story for another day. And I remember I was so upset because the teacher referred to me in my last name. And from that day up to now, Mrs. Mason Francis has never called me Camille. It's always Tomkin. And it's something that between me and her, that I've actually gotten to love. And but I totally can understand. Is there anyone else who would like to share a tribute?
Yes,
memories.
Camille, Desiree Stephen.
Go ahead.
Class of 1993. And I want to say happy anniversary to my alma mater, the Anglican High School. I owe Anglican High School so much for my personal development and growth and my professional. High school has made me the strong woman that I am today. I'm in my personal life, and has also made me grow in my professional life. I hold the post of permanent secretary within the public service, and I owe all of that to high school and the upbringing, the teachings that I would have gotten during my time at that institution. To Miss Mason Francis, I can thank you for what you have done for me. And you were a mother, a friend, a principal. You were just a great support to us during our tenure at Anglican High School. And when I realized that is after leaving Anglican High School for more than 20 years, and she was there to support me when my father passed. And that's the love and support, Miss Mason Francis, Miss Bruno Victor. I can't stop talking about those two persons. And I would do anything for my alma mater. I would go to the ends for high school for what you have done for me, for the things you have done. And sometimes it hurts me when I look now at the school. I'm not saying that it's bad, but the things that I knew we had to do, were expected to do while we were there under the stewardship of Mrs. Mason Francis. Sometimes when I see the young ladies now on the street and they're doing certain things, I'm saying that couldn't be when Mrs. Mason Francis was there. And at times I want to reach out to them and tell them, but you have to be so mindful these days with young people. They may not take it the right way. But it's all because I love my school, and I only wanted to see it grow from strength to strength. And for us to continue excelling, we have produced some of the top persons in this nation. And I want to see us continuing to do that. Hats off. Anglican High School. I just want to say hello to some of my friends while we were at high school, and we still continue to be friends. Berisia Clarkson, Najla Radic, Jackie Wilson, and the gang. Hats off to everybody. Continue doing what you do in Anglican High School. Miss Paris and the team continue to do a good job, and we'll be there to celebrate and to continue giving the support as you go from strength to strength. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Desiree. And something that you said that is really, 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 really profound. The support that the school needs. I am appealing to you all. Please, please, please. The Anglican High School needs the support of the past pupils. Make nothing too hard when they call. I mean, myself, I just get frustrated too, because I know every time they call me, they know I will always cuss, but I will do what I have to do when I am called upon. So please, I am appealing to you all. When it comes to help, please, 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 please try and help. Is there anyone else who would like to say something before we move on to the next round of video tributes?
Hello.
Go ahead. We can hear you.
Yes, I'm Jim Sen, and I was a Peace Corps volunteer at Anglican High School from 1968 to 71. It was my first year of teaching. And coming from the States to Grenada, I was never sure of exactly how I would fit in or how well I would do. And when I got there, there's a reason why I'm still involved with Anglican High School and you girls, why I am still interested in it. When I left Grenada in 71, Grenada never left me. It stayed in my heart, in my thoughts. I always envisioned myself back there teaching because I loved you girls so much. Your warmth, your laughter, the noise you made, the friendliness. Things that I still hold for you all today. And I can't tell you how much I love every single one of you. Since I live in the DC area, I still am in contact with a lot of old girls, as they call themselves. And I'm hoping to be a part of it still in the next, I don't know, 30 years, whatever I have left. But I wanted to be a part of this and just say, thank you, thank you, thank you for being so kind to me. And I hope I did some good there.
Thank you so very much for that.
Camille?
Yes?
This is Judy Chase Marshall, and I'd like to respond to Mr. Sen.
Go right ahead.
I was one of the girls that he had. And Mr. Sen,
yes,
you instilled a love of languages in me. I still love my Spanish. I still remember how you taught us Imagine in Spanish. And I sing it to my granddaughter whose mother is from the Dominican Republic. Oh. I also want to pay tribute to the fact that when you came, you were a young man, a little, maybe not much older than we were.
Yes.
But you put up with our nonsense and you taught your heart out. And today I am extremely grateful that you're here. I don't know if Sherry Black is on, but Miss Black instilled a love of French in me also, helped me to be able to work at the United Nations for a bit and to use my language skills. So I want to really thank you. You said Grenada never left you, but you never left our hearts. I know I see Susan Griffith on here and the few girls that were in my class.
Yes.
We're all extremely grateful. We all had a crush on you, so now I can confess.
Well, I had a crush on all of you, I tell you. Thank you, Judy. Very nice of you to say that.
Thank you so very much for that. And you mentioned something, Mr. Sen, about the noise. And I don't think the noise ever left because we're still very noisy. And, and you spoke about the running to get the lunch. And I think that running to get the lunch still happens to this very day, because I remember running to get that chicken and bread from Miss Griffith. And oh my God, it was so delicious. And that roti from Miss Pariag. We're going to actually do another round of videos, and then we're going to come back to get some more tributes from anyone.
It is with honor and great pride that I extend congratulations to my alma mater, the Anglican High School, on celebrating 105 years of excellence and greatness in education. Thank you, AHS, for providing me with a well-rounded education, for helping me develop self-worthiness, self-confidence, and self-efficacy. My years at the Anglican High School helped me to forge and strengthen interpersonal and leadership skills, for which I am now extremely grateful. In addition to an outstanding academic education, my learning experiences at the Anglican High School equipped me with the foundational tools which have shaped me into becoming a member of this noble profession and an upright member of society. I now take this opportunity to express my gratitude and appreciation to the many wonderful teachers who modeled so well and provided the nurturing and discipline we needed as they worked diligently to mold our young and impressionable minds, transforming us from the brash, awkward, sometimes crazy teenagers that we were into becoming polished, sophisticated young ladies. Though many of the teachers who taught during my years at the Anglican High School may have passed on, I'm sure that everyone who hears this will agree that their positive influence and impactful interactions are indelibly etched in our memories and in our hearts as we in turn use what they taught us to make our own mark on society. I'd like to also thank those teachers who currently teach at the Anglican High School for taking on the mantle and for continuing to be committed to creating excellence and greatness in the students that are entrusted to them. I am also grateful for the friendships that I've made and retained to this day, and for the memorable and incomparable experiences I've shared with my AHS classmates. Facta non verba is a mantra I still live by as I continue to pay it forward. May God's guidance continue to be with all those who lead and teach at AHS, and may His spirit of excellence be imputed upon all those who are educated within the walls of the Anglican High School. With grace and gratitude, I am Judy Chase Marshall saying happy 105th anniversary.
So now we're actually going to have the video tribute to the 105th anniversary celebrations. Thank you so very much for that. Before we actually have a music selection by the DJ, can we see the videos by Lydia and Maya, the Lydia and Maya tributes, please?
This is Lydia Buckmeyer. I graduated in 1981. Wait, scratch that, because I have been 21 for several decades. So I think I graduated 6 years ago, and that would be 2015. Okay. But this is not about me. This is about the best principal ever, H.D. Batiste. I loved him, and he loved me. Why do I say that? His favorite punishment for me was to have me sit in his office and read his very large dictionary. I promise you, it was as wide as I could open my hands, and it was as thick. I mean, if there were 1,000 pages in it, that would not have been enough pages. And if there was, I mean, the book was about probably a minimum of about 15 inches long by about 13 inches wide. And he would give me a section to read, and then he would come in his office and quiz me, and I hated him. The best thing about him was when he would have us do, was it Julius Caesar? No, I don't remember which of the Shakespeares, but he always had us act it out, and I was always one of the actors. I loved that. And then the fights that him and I would get into, but the thing that I remember most about him is how much he rooted for me. Because I was one of those wild kids, you know, did what I wanted, when I wanted, how I wanted, and I didn't really care what anybody else thought. And he always reminded me, I remember him saying to me one day, you, Lydia Buckmeyer, can be a force for good or evil, but you have a choice to make, and I am hoping you choose good. He said that to me in his office after I had apparently led astray a few people. I will never forget that. That always comes back to me as I myself became a language arts teacher. And
hello everyone, my name is Maya Scott and I'm the owner of Shea Maya's Way. I'm also a proud past pupil of the Anglican High School, class of 2018, and I'm here to say a happy anniversary to everyone, to the school, 105 years of greatness and many more to come. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. DJ Danelle, I turn over to you.
Give praise, children. Give praise. Give praise, children. Yeah. Give praise. Give praise, children. Yeah. Give praise. Give praise, children. Oh, Father, who has given us His arms that we can all feel like we're a part of this earth in heaven. Forgive us this day our daily wages as we seek to cast down all the burdens of your city. Oh, merciful Father, in this Babylon season when men lose their reason, but most of us just want to wine and have a good time because we're looking for a line because we're feeling fine, Lord. And as we jump up and down in this crazy town, we send us some music for some healing. Everybody have praise. Everybody get praise. Everybody have praise. And if you know what I mean, put up your hands. If you know what I mean, put up your hands. If you know what I mean, put up your hands. But if you know what I mean, then scream. Oh, oh, oh. Jah is praising, yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Let Jah be praised. Oh, oh, the Father in His mercy send a little soca to make vibration break. So carnival day, everybody come and celebrate. Everybody come and celebrate. See the ragamuffin come we play. Everybody come and celebrate. And everybody sing, hey, 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 I love the country. I love the country. Hey, 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 I'm feeling like me. Hey, 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 I love the country. I love the music. Hey, 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 I'm feeling like me.
Thank you so very much, DJ Danelle. We're actually going to have a video by Francine LeBlanc.
Hello, my name is Francine LeBlanc and I graduated from the Anglican High School in 2014. Myself, along with my husband Rene LeBlanc, are the owners of LeBlanc's Cakes and Pastries, and we provide a wide variety of cakes, cupcakes, and donuts, along with a lot of savory items. We're located in Woodlands, and you can contact us via Facebook or Instagram at LeBlanc's Cakes and Pastries, or call or WhatsApp us on 459-8703. But that's enough about us. I just want to say happy 105th anniversary to the Anglican High School. And remember, girls, always high standards.
Thank you so very much for that. What's about the video from Yolande Wells Scott? We'll have that followed by, again, open tributes from anyone who would like to share.
Due to the fact that you are unable to have an in-person celebration, thanks to modern technology, I welcome the opportunity to say these few words. We give God thanks that this institution has survived 105 years and going strong. Although it has been some time since I left my alma mater, I still give recognition for the time spent there and surely have played a part in who I am today. It is my hope that AHS continue to provide leaders, professionals, and good citizens for our beloved Grenada. Thanks and blessings to the principal, staff, and pupils as you recognize this 105th anniversary. Stay safe and be vaccinated. Yolande Wells Scott.
Thank you so very much for that. Is there anyone on here who would like to give a tribute? Anyone? Any memory you would like to share? Nobody has anything they want to share? No memories, nothing from being at the Anglican High School? After 5 years, we have no memories? Come on, people. Share your memories.
So, what memories you want to hear about? You want to hear about me, Ray Goddard, and Sharon, and Mary, and Andrea Hall, and who else? All the bad people?
Go ahead.
What memories do I have? The memories I liked the best was going down to the, that the field in Tantine where we used to have, oh Lord, I don't remember, but we used to have PE down there, and GBSS used to come down there. That was a good memory.
On the flat?
Yes. And then there was another memory I enjoy is just skipping school to go to the botanical garden. That was pretty often. Skipping school, go to the botanical garden and take pictures. Yeah. Y'all don't want to hear my memories. Anybody else got some bad memories? Those are my bad memories because everything about high school was awesome. I was always the tallest, the thinnest, and they used to call me TTT, thin, tall, and terrible. So I just, if you call somebody something long enough, they kind of just go with the flow. So I just went with the flow, thin, tall, and terrible. And high school was just an awesome time. I had the best time of my life. I have never forgotten it. And now that I'm a high school teacher and I see kids like me, I just, Mr. Batiste, honestly, and Miss Martino always comes to mind. And I always tell myself, I will not be a Miss Martino for these kids. I will be a Mr. Batiste for these kids. And I just try to be. That's it.
Wonderful, wonderful. For me, it's being at the Anglican High School. People are always, looking at me weird when I always say to them, I think my best years was the years I spent at the Anglican High School. I enjoyed my school days, period. And it's just so wonderful just thinking back that from the time I was in Form 1 till I left in Form 5, every year we were the worst students Mrs. Mason Francis has ever had to deal with. I think we have heard that so many times. There isn't a person, I think, who went to school under Mrs. Mason Francis who was not told that they were the worst class she ever had. And I remember our punishment, standing in the hot sun in front of the tuck shop. I remember the fall coup when we had rats jumping onto our desks and people walking and their feet going into the floors. It's just amazing memories. And even recently when we celebrated her birthday, we were asking her this one rule that the school has that we just can't seem to shake, that no fruits with seeds are allowed on the compound. However, you have a tamarind tree, you have a plum tree, you have cherries, and we can't pick any, we can't have any. So what's the point of having them there, But it's amazing. I remember the best times, the best memories for me was during sports time. I'm a Butchern girl, true and true. And there is no house at the AHS better than these Butchern girls. And I'm sticking to that. And it's just amazing. It's just amazing. I have awesome memories of intercall and even rainy days when the flats would flood and everybody have to go up the lane because we can't go around Tantine because it's all underwater. And it's just amazing the years that I have spent at the AHS. And as a few people had alluded to earlier, the words that I try to live by is our school motto: non-stop, facta non verba. deeds, not words. And I always believe that our deeds should speak for themselves. There is a saying, put your money where your mouth is. And I'm one of those people. And I just feel, it's just amazing that the years that we spend there. I enjoyed my school days. I absolutely enjoyed my school days. Is there anybody else who would like to share before we take a pan tribute from
Yes.
Ina?
Yes, I have a couple of questions. Also remember the foul coop. And I remember once being down there trying to teach a lesson, and I think I remember a snake coming in through the floor. The other thing I'm wondering is, we used to have beach fete at the end of the year, school fete, I think we called it, on the beach.
School house fete.
Yeah, do they still do that?
I think, Camille, you all had house fete after sports?
We had house fete, but it was always at the school, never at the beach.
Oh, no, we were on the beach.
So I guess the younger, us millennials were robbed.
Oh, so that changed afterwards.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, we had house fete, and during a couple of years during my tenure at the AHS, Walton House, I think, ate a couple last place cake. Buttran House and Pigott House was always vying for first place.
Oh, yes.
But Walton, I think, no, it wasn't Walton actually. I'm sorry. I stand corrected. It was Galway. Galway always ate the last cake. Is Galway winning anything these days? Because in my school years, Galway was always, you could count on Galway for coming last. Count on Galway for coming last. But it was amazing. And even when we had our inter-house netball competitions, and even the school competitions, netball competitions, we all know the AHS girls always won match pass, and the AHS girls always won. Hands down. Ain't nobody testing us, because the netball court was right there in Tantine, and we were always, that was our stomping grounds. You can't come into our house and try to beat us, So those were really, really, really awesome memories. Is there anyone else who would like to share a memory?
Yes, hello, good night, everyone.
Go ahead, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Ray Goddard here. While we were speaking of memories, I was listening to my dear and close friend Lydia Buckmeyer. Unfortunately, I could not speak before because I was trying to utilize the skills that I learned at the Anglican High School in the kitchen. Meaning that I was trying to make my own bagels.
Where's Ray?
Hi, Sue. So as I was in the kitchen this evening, we were on Grenada is on lockdown for the weekend. So we are forced to find alternative ways and means of entertaining ourselves and keeping busy because of the curfew. And I had intended to pick up some bagels, but didn't get around to it. And I thought, you know what? Let me try and make my own. And as I was doing so, I remembered the days of being in what we call the cookery room back then. It has a fancy name now, home economics or something like that. For us, it was the cookery room. And for those of us who remember what the AHS looked like in those days, the cookery room was just a little adjunct at the back of the chemistry and biology lab. So it was just a tiny little room with not much space. But I remember when we got to Form 5, we had the option of doing additional English with Mr. Batiste, our principal, chemistry, or cookery. Now, most of us were not doing chemistry. Most of us did not want to be in Mr. Batiste's additional English class for some reasons you might have heard Lydia expound on. So, of course, the alternative was cookery. Now, remember in those days, it's not like Norway if you didn't want to do a subject, you could have lazed around the school. You didn't have that. You were in Form 5, you had exams coming, you had to have every class period filled doing something constructive. And so there we would be in the cookery room, but most of the time we would only go to the class when we had double periods, because a double period meant you were going to be cooking. And Miss Beryl Patterson, God rest her soul, was our cookery teacher. Lord, we gave her hell. I'll admit now, we did. We gave her hell. She would start the cookery class by teaching you how to boil an egg and all of that. And of course, most of us thought we were big and thought we could handle those simple little things already. So we didn't pay much attention in class. And like Lydia said, when it came to getting ready for GCE, it was at the time, I was given a few subjects to do, and she would have gone to the principal and said to him, she don't think I should do cookery for the exam because she didn't think I would pass. And of course, Mr. Batiste called me into his office and he said, you know, Goddard, I have faith in your ability. I know you play the fool a lot, you talk a lot with you and Lydia and so, but I know you have the potential. And so although Miss Patterson said she would not want you to do it, I believe in you. I would let you do it. But of course, I knew Miss Patterson.
Mr. Batiste right there.
Yeah, of course, I knew Miss Patterson was right. I wasn't going to do cookery and pass. Because, like I said, cookery for us was a way to get away from the additional English class. And so you went into the cookery room just to have fun and to fool around. So I knew Miss Patterson was right. So you should have heard me being magnanimous. Oh, that's quite okay, Mr. Batiste. If she doesn't want me to do it, that's quite fine. I'll you know. And I was being like, if I know, thinking I would pass. I knew I wasn't going to pass. Albeit, all who she put to do it, one person passed the exam. One person that year did the exam and passed. Everybody else failed. So of course, I was one of the most joyous persons on the compound when the results came out. And long before the results was given to us, I already knew that I had passed all my subjects because I had a blackbird whispered to me, girl, you get all your subjects. So of course, the day we went into school and everybody was scared and worried, Lord, I wonder how I do. And you know, you should hear me. Not bad. And if I didn't get any, too bad. But I already knew that I had passed all, you know. But high school for me was a great, great experience. A couple months ago, I was speaking to my mom, and she was saying to me that I was one of the first in my family to attend the Anglican high school. And she doesn't know where I picked it up, but I always wanted to be a high school girl. I guess it was just seeing somebody with the long socks and the tie and looking so resplendent and all of that. So I spent my years at the Anglican high school. Teachers will tell you that I was bad behaved, but personally, I never saw myself as bad behaved. I was always full of joy, full of life, full of energy. And as I said to Mrs. Hostin, Pansy Small, when we had the 100th anniversary celebration, I know for a fact that she would have preferred to have had us, who they call bad behave, in her class, as opposed to the children they have now. Because for the teachers then, our bad behavior was reading a book in class when we ought not to. I mean, like what you call them again? Secret 7 and those little books. Reading in class when you should not, sucking a tambourine ball when you should not, or talking a little too much when you should not. Or for those of us who might remember, we had those desks where you lift the top. So we would have our things to eat, and you just lift the top and pretend you're looking for something in your desk, when in truth and in fact, you're actually snacking on something. I remember a teacher, Mr. Basil Gahagan, it was one time. You know, there was this young lady, Rosalind Mitchell, one of our star athletes at the time, and she was doing something in the classroom, and he picked up a duster. No, it wasn't Mr. Gahagan, it was Mr. Trevor Emmanuel. Picked up a duster and flung it at her. One swipe. And as it came to her, she just caught it, and she just pelted back, and it landed on him, and everybody was in a shock, you know. And to this day, we've never forgotten that memory, because teachers then, you respected them for the most part. You know, you would see them coming down the corridor and you're doing something wrong, and you will try to hide, or you would pretend you weren't involved or something. Unlike the children today, they might be using some obscenities and things, and they see you passing as an adult and they will just continue. So for us who were at the Anglican high school at that time, there was a lot of molding and there was a lot of opportunities for us to develop. I remember the choir, for example. I still don't consider myself somebody who has a singing voice. But whenever you were in the corridor after school, if Mr. Baptiste should see you, school is over, you're on your way home, but you might be idling for a minute or two. But if he should see you, he would call out to you, "Got it." "Yes, sir." "Where are you going?" "Home, sir." "Get in there, get in there, get in there." Meaning get into the classroom where the choir is preparing for graduation. And so after a while, I became a staple in the choir every year, just singing at graduations and stuff, you know. And I think perhaps that's where I perhaps picked up my love for singing, even though I know deep down that singing doesn't love me. But he didn't care that you could sing or you couldn't sing. And you couldn't say to him, "You're not going." You just had to fall in line. And so a lot of what I do now, a lot of my voluntary work, a lot of my humanitarian work as well, I think would have stemmed from having been associated with the Anglican high school. Because when you had things like fair, prior to the weekend of the fair, you had to go into the school and help make the little cupcakes and help to ice the cupcakes, or you had to go in town and help solicit support for your stalls and a lot of little things, help set up the room when you had a tea party. So a lot of these things I think were instilled in me, even though perhaps back then I didn't know that it was going to benefit me now. But you know, you just got involved, and there were a bunch of us, you know. We still maintain all our links after all these years, Lydia Buckmeyer being one of those persons. We had fun times. And like you said, somebody said earlier about the trees. At the back of the Form 5 then, which is now the computer lab, there was a plum tree. And my goodness gracious, I have never seen a plum tree that could bear every second of the day. So you would go to the plum tree during the break time, and there wouldn't be a full plum or a half-ripe plum or a ripe plum on the tree. And by the time the school was over, you would be picking plum again. It was like God was blessing that tree to just make sure it always had plums on it. Or going down to the back of the school by Mr. Miller's shop to buy the bread and the juice. And even though he was advised that high school children ought not to come down there during the school hour, you would sneak through the lab, run down the back, and go get your bread and your juice, or just to go and pick his Julie mangoes, or to get his golden apple, or something. So there was a lot of fun at the Anglican high school. By the time my two daughters got there, I don't think high school was so much fun anymore, because the school was being rebuilt, the plan being upgraded. And so they did not have that opportunity, I think, to play around on the flat and just to mosey around the way we would have. Because while the school was being upgraded, they had to put a lot of security measures in place to ensure that the children were always kept away from the workmen for obvious reasons, more than one. So I don't think, so when I speak about the Anglican high school, my children never seem to be able to understand or appreciate my dire love for the Anglican high school. And just before I close, I just wanted to share one more memory. Everybody knows about the permission slips that we had to be given to leave the school compound. You couldn't just walk off the school compound like that. And then while I was in Form 5, one day it dawned on me that I would have nothing to speak of in terms of great memories and stories when I leave the Anglican high school. So one day I just decided, I'm going to run away today. Because all my other friends were doing it, you know. They would just run away from school for no reason. So I decided, I'm going to run away today. So I had a slip that I had picked up on the floor somewhere weeks before that. And as I was going down the hill, Mr. Baptiste came on to the patio there and saw me and called out to me, "Got it!" And he had a way he used to wave his hand, because his watch always seemed to be too big for his hand. So he had a way of trying to adjust the watch and raising for your attention. And I turned around and I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I have to be going out, sir." "Do you have permission?" I said, "Yes, sir." "Can I see it?" I said, sure, sir. And I'm praying deep down, Lord God, don't let him call me to come back up the hill for him to inspect that piece of paper, because it was weeks old and it was not in my name. And when I pulled out the paper and I showed him I was at the bottom and he at the top, of course he couldn't see what was on it. He said, okay, take care. And I said, thank you, sir. And you should have seen me grin going down the hill, say, Lord, you're with me today. But those were just some of the fun memories that I have of the Anglican High School.
Thank you so very much for those memories, Ms. Goddard. And just as my time at the AHS, I remember the cookery room also being in the back of the lab. And there were many a times I was suckered into going into that lab to do stuff when I didn't want to. And one of those times was making juice and water for the intercall team. And I remember there was an evening I was just hanging around school, me and a couple girls, and Mrs. Mason Francis caught us and she said, we needed to make 300 bags of juice and water for the intercall team. And I was like, if you think I ain't coming and get one of those juice and water tomorrow, you got to be joking. Because I am staying here and making all these juice and water and I'm not going to get one. But, you know, it's good memory. So we'll take RG. I see you have your hands raised. And after that, we'll have the Pan tribute by Imogene.
I think RG was me, Goddard.
Oh, okay. So then that's wonderful. So we'll have the Pan tribute by Imogene.
We need to switch over to Imogene.
I just saw Imo. Where did she go? Oh, there she is. I see her. Imo, you need to unmute yourself. You're muted. Okay, wonderful.
Okay, you hearing me now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Good evening. Happy 105th anniversary, Anglican High School. I am proud to be an Anglican High School old girl, past pupil. I had my own share of fun at the Anglican High School. I remember when we had a bus tour, and all the classes went on this big bus tour. We had different buses, and Mrs. Mason Francis and so joined us on the tour. So that was a great thing. I also enjoyed when we had the intercall and we went to Queen's Park. And we had our section of the Queen's Park, where everybody knew that is where the high school girls would be. And a lot of times persons used to want to come across and join us because we always had the vibes. We had the song singing, and of course we were winning, so we made it even better. So these were some good days. I enjoyed the fruit trees. I enjoyed the teachers that we had. One of the teachers I remember well is Miss Boris. And sometimes we used to make a little fun of her because she used to talk on her tongue, but that was good also. And fair time was good. We used to have one of the best fairs on the island. Everybody wanted to come to Anglican High School Fair. And the good thing is that the day after was our holiday. So we were the only school who really had a fair, and then the next day we got to rest. So these were some of the great things I enjoyed at Anglican High School. This evening, I'm just going to play the chorus of our song, We High, Anglican High.
Wonderful, Imo, and I love your uniform. As you can see, I am wearing mine also. So thank you for that. Actually, now we're going to have some YouTube tributes by Ezra. And then followed by that, we're actually going to have a toast, and DJ Danelle is going to play our school song. So everybody, we're asking you to stay muted while the school song plays, but you can sing along, and please sing the right words while the song is being played.
Thank you, Camille. Okay, tonight as we check the YouTube tributes, we have a tribute from Barbara Simpson. Happy 105th anniversary to my alma mater, an institution that will always be in my heart. I have never left the Anglican High School. Maybe I left the doors, but not the institution. I still share my skills and talents with the students in the area of netball, of which we continue to be the champion school. God bless this noble institution that produced many great young women. That's it.
Wonderful, wonderful. The Anglican High School has produced some noble women. And I am proud of the girls who walk through the doors. And something that I always say, like I try to make it my duty, especially common entrance time, to find the kids in my community, to welcome them into a family. Like we are a family. It's not just the AHS, the Anglican High School. We are a family, and we AHS girls stick together no matter what. We stick together. So we are going to actually have a toast. Sue, are you doing the toast?
Good night, everyone. Let's see. We forgot to remind folks to get their glass out. Everybody get a glass. So we say, hip, hip, hooray. Seeing that I'm not drinking, I have a bottle of water. Or you have your bottle too. I guess I should. Good night, everyone. Well, as you say, we're coming to an end of this tribute session, and we thank you all very much for being here with us tonight. It was a quick, put together, but we cannot forget that family, as Camille said. Many of us came through, I think, on the live, but I see some more there in the 60s. I was part of the 70s, and I saw a few on there during Mr. Sen time, and of course Camille and the others with Ray, and Danelle is our DJ is on here from 2013. So we have a cross section, and it's a huge family, and we appreciate what this institution has, how it has shaped our life in all various forms, whether it's motherhood or whether in the professional, but it has taken us. So let's give a great hip hip hooray for our school, our alma mater, Anglican High School, 105 years. Hip hip hooray. Hooray. All right.
Wonderful. Thank you so very much for that
school song now. Remember your school song. Sing along or mute yourself.
Yes.
This our song we raise to you. Realize the things of beauty, all we think or say or do. Teach us ever to remember those nights days of hands at home, that we may our talent strength in your service as our own. Bless the soul in nature's measure, make us living patience keep. When I study work or leisure, never to be false or mean. Control every hurtful influence, every child's refrain its gain. Joy in striving, pride in achieving, each aspiring free from fear.
Wonderful, wonderful. Get up and dance, everyone. It's a party.
Celebration.
Celebrate good times, come on.
Celebrate.
Celebrate good times, come on.
Let's celebrate. There's a party going on right here. A celebration to last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on now.
Celebration.
Let's all celebrate and have a good time.
Celebration.
We gon' celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure?
Everyone around the world, come on.
It's a celebration.
Celebrate good times, come on.
It's a celebration.
Celebrate good times, come on.
Let's celebrate. There's a party going on right here. A dedication to last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gon' celebrate and party with you. Come on now.
Celebration.
Let's all celebrate and have a good time. Yeah, yeah.
Celebration.
We gon' celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure?
Everyone around the world, come on.
It's a celebration. It's a celebration.
Celebrate good times, come on.
Let's celebrate. Come on now.
Celebrate good times, come on.
Let's celebrate. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's baby. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright.
Celebrate good times, come on. Celebrate good times, come on.
It's a celebration.
Celebrate good times, come on.
Come on and celebrate tonight. Cause everything's gonna be alright. Let's celebrate.
Celebrate good times, come on.
That was awesome. I don't know about you, but that was really awesome. So tonight, before we close off one more time, is there anyone who has any parting words, final parting words, as we celebrate the 105th anniversary of our school? This is your moment. I open the floor to you.
This wasn't enough. We need more. And maybe we could have, next time, if we have to do this via Zoom, maybe 2 nights. This was nice and short, very compact, and I loved all the tributes, brought back memories I didn't even remember I had. So it was fantastic, but it wasn't enough.
Thank you, Lydia. We'll look into that for a longer session as 2 nights. Anybody else before we have some reminders to put out shortly? Anybody else before we get over to the reminders? Okay. All right. Tomorrow, just one of the reminders, tomorrow at 5 p.m., the same Zoom link that you came in on. And we also have it on the Past Pupils Facebook page for the YouTube link. It's also on the Anglican High School Facebook page for the YouTube link. We'll be going through a discussion with Dr. Wendy Grenade. We're going to have either administrative representative from the Anglican High School or head prefect who just completed her 2020 to 21st year. So she has been the most recent head prefect. And we have many issues that we know is needed at the school. And we are going to have this discussion at 5 o'clock tomorrow, the same links, to discuss that with Dr. Grenada and the team. And we're going to have a form where you go sign up to select whichever committee that you want to be on. And we need to take that forward. Wendy spoke about it during the 106th anniversary speech. And we, over the years, with everything going, but now we see more than it's needed now. So it's not a matter of areas of financial, it might be mentoring, counseling. There's a lot of needs that we know as a Past Pupil family, we could help out in some way, in a more constructive way, and we're going to create these committees. So come on board tomorrow for 5 o'clock and be part of the discussion. All right, Ezra, Camille, anything else before we, that's it for announcements? Oh, the church. Sorry, one thing. Tomorrow on the Anglican Church YouTube page, I just got a message that came over. They recorded the service on Friday, and which is in recognition of Anglican High School 105th anniversary. So they're going to play the service on their YouTube channel, the Anglican Church. We'll put that up on the Facebook page as well. So if you're up for 7:30, and those who normally attend service with the Anglican Church St. George's channel, be there on there for that service tomorrow. Okay, what else? You can leave us any messages on the Facebook channel or message us as we create a more complete list. And as I said, tomorrow, hopefully you can make it. If not, we'll reach back out to you on becoming part of one of the committees after we've recorded that and put that video back up. So once again, we want to thank everyone for participating. Camille, great job. I tell you, when I got you, I'm sorry. I was collecting the videos and the tributes for those of you. And when Camille sent us in and I heard the voice, I say, oh my, I hope she is available because I'll need her to lead that with Ezra. And so we appreciate, great job. Thank you. Come in, Ezra, say a few words before Danelle wrap up with some takeaway
Sue,
for us before we close up.
So just before Ezra, please.
Mm-hmm.
The persons can look at the service at a time of their convenience once they have the link. It doesn't have to be.
It's going to be running all through on the YouTube. Okay, great.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you. So anytime it's going to be just it's going to stay on the YouTube channel and they could see it anytime. Wonderful. Okay. So they get up 12 o'clock. You just go and play the service, but it's going to be that's part of our weekend. We as a family. Thank you, Ray.
Hold on, I have a quick question. How do I get to the YouTube channel? Just AHS?
For the Facebook and the YouTube channel, just AHS Grenada, the Facebook page, AHS Past Pupils, and the school has a Facebook page. It's called The Anglican High School.
Okay.
The school itself has their own Facebook page, and we have the Anglican AHS Past Pupils Facebook Grenada Facebook page as well.
So you're saying we're social media savvy?
Oh, we're trying. So someone has to start taking this over, the hair is getting gray and grayer, you see? So Lydia, think about it. All right, guys. Any other other mention before we say a thank you, and then Camille or Ezra?
Two things. Renee Plenty, I think you're on, and I'm not sure if we played your video, so we're asking that if you would like to actually say something, give a few shots.
Yeah, I think we missed. Yeah, for some reason I couldn't get it to load up. So Renee, please, if you would pop in and say if you're on.
Guys, all on.
Where is Renee?
Go ahead, Renee. We can hear you. Go ahead.
We hearing you?
Yes, go ahead, Renee.
Oh, sorry. Good night, everyone. I was just saying that my background is loud. But I've had some of the fondest memory of the Anglican High School. I remember the very first day of school, that was the day before Ivan, a group of us started singing Shackles on, we were standing, I think my mother is on, so she's hearing this, but a group of us, we stood up on the chair and we started singing Shackles. And I remember Miss Mandy Henry told us we have to spend 5 years in detention, so all of us have to join the school's choir. And we had fun with Miss Hostin. Those were some of the most exciting years. And I must say that, I wouldn't trade anything for being at the Anglican High School. I also remember that one time Miss Hostin told us to march up to the staff room, and the whole class literally marched up to the staff room. When we got to the Form 1 block, we did Eyes Right, we did a display, we did the whole works. Then when we got to the staff room, it was just pure chaos, Miss Hostin was annoyed, but in the end, she laughed at it. So I would say that I enjoyed my time at the Anglican High School, especially being a part of the netball, basketball, and athletics team as well. Those times would have taught me discipline, especially the early morning trainings. Also, what else? I mean, we had fun times. I heard some of the stories and I thought that, the class of 2009 was bad, but no. We had some stiff competition, and I must say, y'all did the most. We were good compared to most of y'all. We were good. There were times where we dragged the chair from top of the stairs to the bottom, and our punishment was to justify our actions, and we had to write it in Spanish. And I remember a few of us, we went on Google Translator and we typed in everything, and we still got in trouble because Google Translator didn't help us with anything at all. Our translation was completely off. But being in Barbados, when I hear my friends talk about their experience at school, and I'm like, y'all are so boring. Like, we had so many wonderful times. Like, I usually sit down and share the stories, and they're like, oh gosh, Renee, my time, no, we didn't have those fun times. No, our time was just boring. It was just boring. So I'm glad to say that I am proud past pupil of the Anglican High School. I'm also the owner of Count It All Joy natural skin product, where we specialize in body lotions, body butters, body scrubs, and soaps. And I just want to take this opportunity. The Anglican High School, happy 105th anniversary.
Thank you so very much, Renee. And I just wanted to say something while Sue was speaking, and she was asking people to come on the different committees, and she was saying, no finances. If Sue is afraid to ask all you for all your money, asking all you for all your money. We need the money.
There is money too, but it's not all of it.
I am not afraid to ask for the money. We need the money. And,
they do, yeah.
And, it's last year, I was, because of COVID, I remember I was walking through Central Park, and I just was like, oh my God, because Grenada was on lockdown at the time. And I was saying to myself, so many parents had went home and they had children. And I was like, CXC was coming up. How are they going to be able to pay? Because, I'm sure some people would be going through financial hard times. And I remember I called Mrs. Mason Francis and, I said to her, this is what I'm thinking about, making a donation to pay for CXC subjects for students. And, she started giving me stories about, being as a principal and, CXC times, and parents would come and they would be like, they don't have the money. And she was like, the school didn't have the money either, but, they had to find it to help out. And I remember I mentioned it to my past pupils from class of 1999, and we all came together, myself and a couple of other girls. One of the girls actually reached out to her employers, and between all of us, we were able to come up to raise a little over $10,000 to pay for CXC subjects for 20 girls. And, monies were able to do other little things, but we were able to pay for CXC subjects for 20 girls. And I know again this year there is going to be a need. So I am appealing to you ladies, suing, asking for all your money, asking all for all your money. We need the finances to help. And I hope it is something that is addressed tomorrow so that we can find ways and means to help donate and, to see how we can make it easier on parents who may be going through financial hard times. Because I remember when I had reached out to Ms. Paris, she said to me at the time, only 2 students had come to her stating that, they may not be able to pay or they needed help. And by the time it was done, she had 20 students. 20 students, and it wasn't people who was doing, let's say, 1 subject, 2 subjects. You had children who was doing 10 subjects, 11 subjects. And I was so happy that I was a part of that team who rallied together to help. So please, I am appealing to you. They usually pay for CXC subjects around the end of October. Let us see what we can do as a body. And I love to throw the words of the school song in all your face. I'm not the school song, but actually the school motto in all your face. Fact and non-verbal, deeds not words. Put all your money where all your mouth is. Thank you.
All right. Better talking, all right? Okay. Let me show my face. Thank you, Sue. It's always a pleasure working along with you, both for the AHS, the 100th anniversary and the 105th. It was a last minute thing, but we pulled it through. And I thank all the past pupils for, despite having me pelting all those ads to you on short notice. Thank you for not saying any bad things to me, but accepting. And again, I am very thankful to be a past pupil of the Anglican High School, and I will continue to do my best to help wherever I can at the Anglican High School. That's it.
Okay, so we'll wrap up and then get let Danelle or DJ thank you, class of 2013, young lady. We take us out with one of, I don't know what you selected, and we thank you all. Remember, tomorrow at 5 p.m., this is where we're going to have a discussion, finances, support, mentorship, and all of that. So please try to come in for 5 o'clock for tomorrow. Thank you. All right, Danelle, just take us out and we'll say bye-bye.
DJ Dinel, 473, and it's female, DJ in a Grenada. Hey, you don't know, great things, da da da. All of a sudden, there were them we like. Right there, forgetting giants by we side. All of a sudden, there were oppressed way. So much shit they don't do and it, still we know we will achieve. I was born to do great things. Tell them you was born to do great things. DJ, you was born to do great things. Tell them we was born to do great things. Yeah, yeah, so they can't pressure away. Can't take we talent away. It's me not just let me be. You will see we trying to stop your dreams. Don't pressure away. Can't take our job away. It's me not just let me be. Leave we to let me live we dreams. Leave we alone. Leave me alone. Leave she alone. Leave we. DJ Dinel.
Come to the end, everyone. Thank you for joining us.